FC26 career mode is finally out, and you're probably sitting there wondering, which team should I use in career mode? We all know sometimes how the idea of playing career mode is way better than the reality of playing career mode, especially when you're stuck with a boring save. You clearly need some inspiration, a little bit of insight into what clubs you should be choosing for your first rodeo with FC26 career mode. Well, look no further, because yours truly is about to cook and hook you up with teams you should use in FC26, and hopefully you can steer them and have a fun career experience in the process. In this video, we are eating good. Prepare yourselves for some exciting storylines, new clubs added, classic road to glories, sleeping giants, academy teams, extreme challenges, and more. Plus, for each team, I'll be giving you optional objectives to make your save even more unique. I hope you guys can hear me out and consider these choices for your FC26 playthrough. Also, let me know down below in the comments what teams I have missed and which club you can't wait to manage in FC26. Let's kick things off with what might just be the hardest save in all of England, Oldham Athletic. Back in League 2 for the first time since 2022, Oldham are one of the founding members of the Premier League, but fast forward to now and they've hit rock bottom. Financial struggles, outdated facilities, a fan base fleeing to history. This right here is a true rags to riches story. And the best part? Their finances are so bad that your best shot at success might be going full Youth Academy FC. Imagine this now, building a squad entirely of academy graduates, taking them through the EFL trenches and lifting the Premier League title a decade later. That's the dream. Are you ready to rewrite history? From winning the first ever Premier League to being 3 times Champions League winners, Manchester United needs no introduction. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world by trophy count and fan base, and under Sir Alex Ferguson, they were known for their entertaining attacking football. But now, due to their horrible performances, they're only entertaining rival fans. Their rich history makes their recent success even more shocking, and the global fan base is desperate for a return to greatness. The storyline, the drama, and the incentive are all there. This club is desperate for domestic and continental success. Can you restore the glory and turn the theater of dreams back to a place where dreams of glory and happiness are reality and not nightmares? But hey, maybe a massive club with controversy, drama, and massive egos isn't your thing. Maybe you want something completely different. A blank canvas, a fresh start. Welcome to SC Telstar, a newly promoted Dutch club in the Eredivisie, making their first ever appearance in an EAFC game. This is the perfect club for a unique challenge. Once a feeder club for AFC Ajax, their story is one of a team that has lived in the shadows of a giant. This is the definition of road to glory. No reputations, no stars, just pure potential. You can build everything from scratch. The squad, the tactical identity, the legacy of the club, and the challenge: be the first club in the Netherlands to win the Champions League since Ajax in 1995. If you're looking for an obscure yet satisfying save, Telstar might just be your hidden gem. From the Netherlands to Germany, we have the fallen giant Borussia M'gladbach. Once the pride of German football during the 60s and the 70s, their nickname, the Fallen, came from their youthful attacking style of play. They were electric. Their 5 league titles in that era cemented their place as a German football powerhouse. Fast forward today, and unfortunately, they're stuck in mediocrity, constantly overshadowed by Bayern, Dortmund, Leverkusen, Frankfurt, and now even Leipzig. But here's your hook: they're not completely far off. Just a few smart signings, a clear identity built on fast-paced attacking football, a core of young and exciting talent, and suddenly, you've got yourselves a Bundesliga contender. Can you bring that classic Gladbach DNA and wake up this sleeping giant? Just like Gladbach in the 60s and the 70s, we have the ultimate young gun team, Strasbourg. Known by many as Wonderkid FC, this season they became the first ever team in a top 5 European league to start a match with an entire 11 made up of players born after the year 2000. But there's also a twist: their connection to Chelsea. Their recent partnership with Chelsea has given them a reputation for developing young and exciting talent. Players like Valentin Barco, Mamadou Sarr, Diego Moreira, and Andre Santos. But that also has made them a target for critics. The media and fans are calling them Chelsea's B team, which also gives you an extra layer of the narrative. You are not just chasing trophies, you are building an identity that outshines the club that's loaning you players. Knock PSG off their perch, develop the next wave of French talent, and flip the script completely. Make Chelsea your feeder club. If you're looking for a club with a truly unique story, why not go for this wildcard pick, Toyota FC? making their first ever appearance in an EAFC game. This club is from a Spanish enclave in North Africa. Let that sink in. You're managing a club that's geographically African, but plays in the Spanish system. The financials are grim, the expectations are low, and the club has never been in the Liga, but the identity, powerful. Make it your mission to win the Liga and the Champions League using only Spanish and Moroccan players. It's a save about culture, connection, and climbing against the odds. A perfect mix of challenge and narrative. If you're not here for fairy tales and feel-good stories, this next team is one of the most controversial clubs in Europe. You either love them or hate them, say hello to Getafe. They're known for many things: anti-football, punching above their weight, Jose Bordalas, and most notably, controversy. From signing Mason Greenwood to releasing a fake adult film to encourage male fans to breed a new generation of supporters, and even having literal Jesus Christ saying he would only sacrifice himself for Getafe. Controversy is a huge part of their identity. Their extreme style of play has frustrated so many opponents and earned them the reputation for being the most difficult team to face in the Liga for all the wrong reasons. Getafe has zero interest in being liked, and that's kind of the appeal. This is your chance to praise the dark side. Play dirty, frustrate the opponent, waste time, and win ugly. Turn Getafe into Europe's most hated but most successful team. Can you dominate football by being the villain? After conquering controversy, maybe it's time for a classic sleeping giant save. Our next club is Sunderland, a sleeping giant with a passionate fan base desperate for glory. Recently promoted, Sunderland has lost many key players but bounced back with smart signings and kept high potential players like Chris Rigg. Their Stadium of Light is a cauldron of passion with a fan base that has followed them through thick and thin. They've also gained a second fan base in Mexico, which started as a trend, has also become a true passion. Can you restore them to their former glory and win the Premier League and the Champions League before their bitter rivals Newcastle can? From the northeast of England to the west coast of the US, we've got San Jose Earthquakes. One of the OGs of the MLS, they were dominant in the early 2000s but have since been forgotten. A team with a rich identity, a historic rivalry with LA Galaxy, and a hungry fan base. This is a great option for anyone wanting to take on the MLS in a fresh way, not using Inter Miami or LAFC. Their journey is a testament to the growth of American football, and it's now your turn to guide them to the next level. Can you rebuild the Quakes, bring back the silverware, and finally put San Jose back on the map? In Italy, we've got a story that's both tragic and inspiring. Welcome to Turin, as we are talking about Torino. Torino, also known as Grana Torino, were dominant in the 1940s, winning 5 league titles in a row. Their players were the backbone of the Italian national team, but their rise was sadly cut short by the Superga plane disaster. The crash wiped out one of the greatest teams in Italian football history. Italy's national team, made up of so many Torino players, traveled to the 1950 World Cup by boat instead of by plane. Since then, they've lived in the shadow of Juventus. But you can change that. Rebuild Torino, bring pride back to the city, make them champions of Italy again, and win the Champions League back to Turin before Juventus. If you're looking for another club with a rich history to take on, our next team is the legendary German club Kaiserslautern. This German second division team has one of the greatest football stories ever told. After being promoted back to the Bundesliga in 1997, they did the unthinkable and won the league their first season back. Their history is defined by incredible titles and cup victories, but they've struggled for years to return to the top. They are a team with a reputation for passion and a history of pulling off the impossible. Can you be the one to write the next chapter and take the sleeping giant back to the Bundesliga and win it all? After trying to bring a giant like Kaiserslautern back to glory, perhaps it's time for a more difficult challenge. Our next team is one you've never managed before in an FC/FIFA game. FC Schweinfurt, a team you've probably never heard of, and for good reason. They've never been in the Bundesliga, and their highest ever finish was 20th in the Zweite Bundesliga. Making their first appearance as a playable club, they are this year's ultimate road to glory team. Their modest history makes the journey to the top a true test of their managerial skills, requiring shrewd signings and smart development. You'll need to be smart and invest in your youth academy. Do you think you have what it takes to take them to the top of German football and overthrow Bayern Munich to become the biggest club in Bavaria? From Germany, we head to France for a true sleeping giant. Our next club is Saint-Etienne, the second biggest club in French football. With 10 Ligue 1 titles, they were once the most successful team in the country. However, the club fell from grace and has been living in the shadows of rivals like PSG, who have 13 titles ever since. Their passionate fan base has been waiting for decades for a team that can compete at the highest level again. The challenge is to restore this legendary French club and win more titles than PSG to become the most successful team in French football and bring home a Champions League trophy. You've heard about some of the best teams to manage, but what if you're not interested in a single club? What if you want a career mode where you are the story? For these final two ideas, the challenge is all about you, the manager. It's a journeyman save, where your goal isn't just to win a title, but to prove yourself as the best manager in the world, conquering different continents and football cultures along the way. First, there's the Red Bull Journeyman save. Your journey starts with New York Red Bulls, and your mission is to rise through the Red Bull Empire. You'll move from New York to RB Salzburg. The expectations go up here. Salzburg is known for producing talent, dominating Austria, and playing some of the most exciting football in Europe. You gotta maintain that identity and start winning consistently in Europe. And finally, you take over the head job at RB Leipzig. The rules are simple. You can only leave a club after winning every domestic trophy available, and your teams must play with the signature Red Bull style of high pressing, vertical football with a focus on young players. Ultimate goal is to complete the journey by winning the treble with RB Leipzig. Now, let's take things even more global, literally. Welcome to the City Football Group Journeyman Save, where your career spans 4 continents, multiple leagues, and one mission. Become the ultimate modern manager. Starting with Asia, with Shenzhen City, before moving to Mumbai City, Melbourne City, and New York City. After New York City, it's time to prove yourself in Europe. Head to Troyes in France or Palermo in Italy, clubs that aren't the top yet but have incredible potential. If you succeed here, you'll finally get your shot at Girona, one of the most exciting projects in La Liga. Succeeding here would be extremely difficult, and that will bring you to your final destination, Manchester City, the crown jewel of the City Football Group. At this point, you've coached across continents, lifted dozens of trophies, and built teams in your own image. But this is the final boss. Can you take over Pep, maintain their dominance, and lead them to a historic treble or even a quadruple? Just like the Red Bull Journeyman save, you can't leave your club until you won every single domestic competition available. And you must play a tactical style that is synonymous with Manchester City, a possession-based attacking style of play built around technical, creative players. And these are all my in-depth recommendations, all the reasons, all the arguments as to why you should pick these teams. Let me know down in the comments below if I missed anyone with my recommendations, if they were good or if they were trash. If you want me to make another video similar like this, leave that in the comments below, as I had a list of other teams but I couldn't include them or else this video would go on forever. If you like this video, stick around the channel as we've got plenty of FC26 content along the way. Videos, live streams, shorts, and more. So drop the video a like down below and subscribe and turn on the notifications. Thanks for watching the video. I love you and have a great day and take care.